to Krunch Time, Milestones and Mayhem in Kisstory. Alright, it's Krunch Time for June the 15th. On this day in 1979, Kiss's Dynasty Tour, known as The Return of Kiss, kicked off in Lakeland, Florida, where the final staging and production rehearsals had been taking place.
Don't miss the return of Kiss to the concert stage for the first time in 2 years. Tickets on sale now.
It was the band's first live public performance in more than a year, the previous having been the free concert performed at Magic Mountain in Valencia, California during the filming of Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park in May 1978. While there is currently no audio specifically from this show available to confirm the setlist, silent video filmed during the show gives enough hints as to what was performed that night. With 4 solo albums and Dynasty having been released in the interim, there was plenty of scope for shaking up the set. 4 songs from the solo albums were initially added to the set, with Gene's Radioactive serving as a truncated intro before segueing into Paul's Move On. The positive from that somewhat awkward arrangement was that it at least included Ace's take on the solo on Paul's solo song, and also some dual guitar work between he and Paul. Paul's song selection seemed odd, contrasting some of the more Kiss-like selections on his solo album. Ace's New York Groove offered no surprise, as the sole legitimate hit from the solo albums. Tossing and Turning, like the choice from Paul's album, was an odd choice for Peter, particularly being a cover. Yet in Kissified form it came across as well as Hooligan had, and Peter seemed to enjoy performing it. Ace also seems to have had fun with the old-school rock and roll solo. 2000 Man replaced Shock Me as the launch vehicle for Ace's guitar solo, and Dynasty hit I Was Made for Lovin' You dialed down the disco vibe and amped up the rock feel. As a result, songs predominantly from Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun were displaced to make room for the refresh. Not all discarded songs were gone forever, and several made a return to replace some of the new additions and rebalance the set as the tour progressed. By late August, Tossing and Turning and Radioactive would be gone. Initially, the main set's ending and encores remained the same as the end of the Alive 2 tour, though these songs would be resequenced after a few shows. Rock and Roll All Night, which had been closing the main set, replaced Black Diamond as the show closer. More than the music, the return of Kiss encompassed a wholesale redesign of the staging and presentation ethos. Core to the staging was an in-the-round arrangement, where the equipment was generally flown from above or hidden below the stage to offer better views of the band. Sure, the gimmick central to a Kiss show still remained.
It's a completely new show with a completely new stage. It's something that people haven't ever seen before, I'm sure. We're incorporating lasers. I'll just quickly ramble on and try to explain what happens in the show, but you have to see it to understand what it's like. It's like if you try to describe what World War II is like, you really want to be there to experience it. But crazy things are going to happen. It's going to snow. There are going to be fireballs that go up 40 feet into the air. A drum riser that's going to levitate 35 into the air. I fly during the show. Paul shoots out a laser through his eye. Ace explodes things with his laser guitar. Flash pods, mortars, levitating platforms. It goes on and on and on. And to say anything more about that, to elaborate any more about the show would be to give away the magic and the fun of it. You really have to see it.
For the cost of staging, the cost of taking the show on the road during an economic downturn, and other financial issues made the tour a financial bomb. More importantly, this tour was the final one of the original era, with founding member Peter Criss on drums.